Yeah, you had on my.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Williamson County Board of Commissioners regularly scheduled monthly meeting. Today is Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. It's 10:01 a.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
John Atkinson.
Present.
Jim Morrow.
Present.
Jim Martin.
At this time, I ask everyone to rise for the second pledge of allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Reed, would you lead us in prayer?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the blessings that you provide to us each and every day. Grateful that we're capable of gathering here in service of our community, and we ask that you guide our discussions, fairness, respect, and help us to always act in the best interest of the people we represent. We always ask that you look over and provide your protection for first responders and armed forces who put themselves in harm's way so that we may live safer lives in this, the greatest nation. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, Joe, we're good. Moving on to the agenda. You guys have a chance to look at the consent agenda. Any changes, concerns, comments? All right, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Okay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Martin.
Yeah.
Lori. We'll get you up first.
Thank you, appreciate it. This is the annual report from the Regional Office of Education. It goes through statistics of what we have done over this past year. We tried to do it a little bit differently this year to talk about what our theme was last year into this year and why we've done some of the things that we've done this past year. And so over the past few years, we've really been trying to put our systems in place to make aligned in order to have the highest impact. And so last year we were rooted in purpose, growing together. So making sure that each of our programs were complementing and collaborating with one another. So for example, our student services programs, all our programs impact our schools in different ways, but all of them are there to support students. So when we talk about McKinney Mental Homes program, truancy program, our alternatives services, our alternative schools, our regional safe school programs, our ALOP program, they're in our third year. We can now jump down to K3 as well. And so just all of the opportunities that our districts have for resources in order to better support our kids. And all of those programs working together as one collaborative. And bringing that into our Spark program collaborative that we started this past year, and bringing teams of educators, administrators, instructional coaches to the table, all in big group setting. It was really exciting last year to understand their data, how to delineate the data and use it in the best way. How to utilize our programs to improve their data. And so all of that came together very nicely last year. And so this year, our theme is aligned for impact. And so with all of our systems aligned and working collaboratively very well, we are now moving into cohort program. Right now, I can't remember what it stands for. Schools Pursuing Achievement, Results, and Knowledge. That's it. And so we worked. It's been noticed statewide, and ISB has adopted some of what we're doing as well. And so that's kind of exciting that Southern Illinois is making an impact not only in our region but throughout the state. So this just gives a little bit of what we've done this past year in a bit of a narrative in the first few pages, and then some statistics and explanations of what each program does. Any questions?
Thank you. You got everything you need. You got all the bus drivers, and substitute teachers, and all that stuff.
That's what's going on today. We're training for the student teachers. We do that monthly. Subs for Subs, we partner with Subway, so they provide the food, we provide the training, and we pay for their enrollment into the Ella system to get their certificate, and then they go out to the school districts with that certificate and fill out additional paperwork for the school districts in order to get on their sub list. Bus drivers, yes, we've been training quite a few bus drivers.
You still need some?
Probably. I really only know that at the school district called me away. We need more bus drivers, but that's always a thing. So if you'd like to drive a bus, sign up for one of our classes.
Big yellow bus.
Big yellow bus.
Absolutely. I was just wondering if you needed, with Paul being here, paper, if you needed to put something out there that you needed bus drivers. I've seen your people all over.
Sure. We always need bus drivers and we always need subs. We also need qualified staff and teachers.
So is there still a shortage of teachers?
Sure, there is. Teachers, social workers, paras, folks, pretty much anyone should. Yeah. There's always a shortage. However, I don't feel like it is quite as bad as it has been.
All right. Thank you, Lori.
Nice presentation.
Thank you. Do you like mine? I am.
Moving on now to department status reports, maintenance and ground. Mike? There you go. Kind of give us a update what's going on?
Got a couple of projects to report to, other than our everyday stuff, keeping up with the heat. Wanted to make sure that you guys, I got all the information back from Mark Dillon, Eggmeyer and Associates with the door handles at the courthouse, replacing all those. Do you want me to go ahead and put the ad in the paper to figure out where we're going to be at as far as cost and stuff goes? We're at, he's at about $150,000 right now without labor. So,
Well, we know those doors are really expensive.
they're all mortise, and I mean, it's going to be a lot of labor, and that's the way they were made in 1971. So, I just wanted to make sure you want me to go ahead and Mark is going to draw up what the ad will say, what's needed and all that stuff.
You can't see any reason to jump to.
That's also including security door locks in the courtroom that we had talked about previously, the judge agreed us to do. Okay. Second thing is, I emailed you guys a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago about the chiller. We're starting that project, guys. They're delivering it this afternoon. It's a big project. I've been on pins and needles, making sure that chiller is running every day because we have currently 127 federal prisoners over there. And if we don't have the proper air conditioning, those marshals are going to pull them. We all know how much money that's, it's a lot of money. So I went ahead and
Absolutely.
move forward with
I
that.
sent you an email, sir.
Yeah, they're supposed to email me their whole, everything from Carrier, Jim, they take care of it. They come quarterly, do their service and maintenance on it. And they have everything that they've done. I don't know how far you want to go back, but I told them,
Well, just
so Brian,
ever since.
yeah, they're going to he's getting it to me. I forget, he had to call somebody else. Yeah, I'll get all that to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I am also replacing, 2-3 years ago, we replaced all the mini splits, mostly on the jail, mostly for the data rooms and stuff. They got to be kept cold. We had a little issue with the communication shed on the south side of the jail. That's all the radio stuff for the sheriff and all the deputies. There's two, what we would call a ductless system on there. There's the only two that we did not replace. They're 17 years old and I've got those coming. They're like $6,000 a piece, but we had an incident they both went down at the same time, and they were having trouble communication wise with the deputies and stuff, and we found out what was going on. So we got them up, they're going, we're waiting for the new stuff to come in. And just the everyday stuff, trying to keep up. Like I said, we have a total of 194 inmates at the jail. So it's a lot. They like to tear stuff up.
They do.
Any questions?
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Veterans Assistance Committee. Would you like to give us an update?
Yes, please. Good morning. I sent you guys a report. I'm trying to still figure out what's going to work best, that you can get an overview, but also kind of see if you want something detailed. So I've started putting the CVAC at a glance at the top. I need my readers on real quick, sorry. We currently have 13 active pending Williamson County veterans cases, 5 veterans in follow-up monitoring. Those are typically just ones that we have provided assistance, but I like to follow back up and make sure they're still doing okay. So we didn't just kind of put money on a stopgap. 3 out-of-county veterans family members. Going to probably have to adjust the website because we're starting to get some outside of the county, not necessarily for assistance, but just for timing purposes, trying to get them connected with other resources like Crosswalk and stuff, which is fine. But it's, as you can see, one person showed it stayed pretty busy. I'm not bored. We had, this was from the week, we average about 3 to 4 new intakes, but sometimes I close them out. Currently, we have 4 new intakes. We have there's about 4 or 5 homeless housing insecure veterans tracked, 2 utility assistant cases, 3 rent housing assistant, and then 1 transportation bicycle assistance case. And then I'm getting geared up for when I get my VSO certification for benefits, which will be the end of September, October. That will be another job requirement, is to look at benefits or get initial benefits or work on benefits. And I'll probably have more information about that. Just some updates as you go through. Veteran services and case activity. This past 30 days, we had an influx of utility bills, working with utility. So how I've been approaching that is I get the total, get the invoice, I have them come in, do an intake, they verify their certification as their DD 214, and then I always make them put skin in the game. I have them talk about the budget. We go over the budget a little bit and say, hey, we can cover this, but I need you, what can you cover? And let's see what we can do. Out of the 4 or 5, there's 2 that we closed. Every one of them has been wonderful and been great to work with. You know, when you're a veteran working with other veterans, you get a little bit extra. You can have a little bit of tough love a little bit more. The direct financial material assistance. This is an area that I want to work a little bit on for you guys. I want you to see a more clear picture of the resources. At this point, we were given out, we had that Egyptian electric bill, 580,108. Our current balance is $129,854.54. But I want to break that down so you guys can have an easier image to look at that. So next report, that's the one thing I want to work on, is more like a treasurer or accounting report for you guys to see specifically where things are going. Community partnerships. We formed a new one with the Egyptian Electric Cooperative. We don't have a lot of veterans in that program, but they are amazing. They now let me to work with them on a voucher, so that way we can guarantee, and then I can utilize the process of writing them a check and sending the check. And so that worked out great. Purchasing bikes and backpacks at Renew. And then I formed a partnership with our local Marion bike shop here in Marion. And then one that I'm really excited about is working with Good and Clean Laundry. That was actually came from one of my veterans, my homeless veterans, asking for some resources to clean. So I partnered with her. We can also have a pickup and drop off at the VAC with Good and Clean. They're based out of Cambria, but they also gave me a discount on having their clothes cleaned as well. So haven't started that one yet, but it is one of the options that we have, and I'm happy about that. Community outreach, everything's kind of there. One initial one is Officer Carly Dawn is asking for me to work with her on identifying 5 veterans for the adoptive badge coming up. They've never done veterans, so I'm going to work with her on that to help us get them taken care of at Christmas time. Resource and development. Looks like because we are a state agency, I can't take donations per se, But we are going to be meeting with House to Homes We Share, We Care, and it's a nonprofit to see about grants that I can send their way that we can identify for veterans. Obviously, that relationship is not guaranteed, but I want to be able to have another resource other than DAV and some other ones that we can reach out to. And plus, it helps if I want to help them, fundraise, or I can attend events and I can actually have people say, where can we donate money to? And this is an option, and have access to that. The relationship's been good. They've already partnered on a homeless vet. They paid for half of that for us. We paid the other half. And then also I found out because of the requirement of a lot of these veterans don't understand a budget, or they don't understand how to financially plan. The VA, nobody knew this, but we reached out, and they actually have a quarterly VA financial empowerment group. So some of the veterans that I identify for resources, I'm going to require them to attend those quarterly and work with them to make sure that they financially don't get themselves back into the same situation. Next year, building and facility update, man, maintenance crew, they are my heroes. Love that team. We now have the bathrooms secured for veterans to come in. I don't have a policy and procedure yet for females. I'm going to have to work with probably some of the VA to come or something, but we have had some male veterans utilize the facility that they got up and running and secured with the lock. And then we also, the bathroom toilet was kind of hanging, and I didn't want a huge water bill for you guys. So they came and fixed that. That's working great. And then they're going to come, they took a look, Commissioner Atkinson, at the back door.
Right.
So that was one area as well.
Bob Ronji's going to get some PVC stock, and it's got to be routed out because there's an angle from the wall. I mean, it's got to be he's got to kind of customize it so it's going to be plastic, so it won't rot.
Good, perfect. Thanks, Mike.
Current priorities, we are, because of the level of that this has actually gone off for good or bad, whatever you want to call it, but it's good. We're applying for a VA work study person through the VA that actually works. The VA pays for that, but they can have up to 25 hours. I can have someone there a little bit more frequently to do intakes, to do certain things. And so our president, Chris White, signed off on that. And so I'm submitting that, and hopefully we'll know about what that person will be able to do and not do. Also, we want that person because as the upcoming October comes, getting married, I'll be gone pretty much a lot of that month, not only for the wedding, but we're going on vacation. And so we put in a process. Chris White and Brian Costell will be overseeing any funds needed for that availability. And so I'll probably still be able to reach out and help any way I can. But we do want to have a backup. And then the final notes, all I had was I wanted your permission to utilize the county logo and co-brand on material. I thought that would be a good partnership for us to, since we do draw funds. You can talk about it, you can say yes, you can say no, you can think about it, doesn't matter, but I think it would be nice to actually have some positive co-branding on just what all the county does do. And I do really try to put a positive foot out there. So I think any positivity will help in any time. So any questions on the report?
I'd say absolutely.
I agree.
Well, there's a legal issue.
I'm unaware of the seal being trademarked or service marked or anything else with either federal or state, so
I was one that took.
unfortunately, I think it's free game.
Well, but I still wanted to get permission. I just didn't want to throw stuff on and have it out there. So,
I was one that took the seal, got it all colorized and everything.
looks great.
Yeah, long time ago.
Looks great. And we are going to be doing some other building stuff. I'm going to stain the door out front to seal it too. And then we are going to have someone come in and take a look at maybe doing a mural inside the building. I just want to make, when the veterans come in, I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel welcomed. I don't want it to be cold. I just want them to know that when they come in there, we're there to help and to make that the best that they can be. I've had some just hang out there for a little bit too. So that's been great. Anything else?
You and I talked briefly the other day about a budget.
Yep.
After the meeting, because you and I and Brett will meet real quick.
I can, but I'm going to see Brian speak over at the chamber soon too. He's a big deal today over at the chamber
Okay.
luncheon, but I will stay as long as I can and get over there too. So thank
Okay,
you.
if you have time, if not, we can do it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. You have the departments. Brian, did you have something you want to talk about?
No, sir.
Okay. George, you have anything for highway you'd like to talk about today?
You know, I don't, gentlemen. Thank you, though. Unless you need anything.
Okay. Move on down to old business. The fireworks application for Walker's Bluff, I believe we approved that at the last meeting, but I think there was a date that was
It had the
incorrect.
18th on it and showed the 21st.
Okay, so that date should have been August 21st instead of August 18th, which is what we approved. So we can just approve this now at this meeting?
Yep.
Okay, so that date is going to change, August 18th, August 21st. Everything else stays in that application. So is there a motion to approve that?
Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yes.
Jim Marlowe.
Yes.
Jim Riser.
Okay, this next item on business, the enterprise lease agreement. Jim, do you have anything on this?
Actually, supposed to come for that.
Is he coming down? Okay. All right, let's hold off on the enterprise lease agreement until Ashley gets here. Does anybody have anything else for old business? Jim, you have anything for old business? We will come back to the enterprise lease agreement when Ashley gets here. New business, local gov renewal. This is the as of our thing, and I think Ashley's going to be here to talk about that also. Is he here? You tell him we're waiting,
Yeah.
we're patiently waiting.
He was watching downstairs.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Good morning, Ashley. Welcome to the Star. I know you're pretty busy today. How's everything going?
So far, so good. We had a really productive day. Yesterday, getting, users set up and everything for the ERP, we're doing workflow for claims now, getting all those set up, so.
So you sent out a notice to all the department heads about training.
Yeah,
Has there been anybody respond to it yet?
no, and actually, there's possibly the September 1st has some budgeting pieces in it, which the elected officials and appointed officials are going to need to come to, but we're finalizing that. So hopefully once we get it all figured out, I'll send out another email that'll be for them to be able to do. But we will do budgeting, in this new module, for this year.
Good, excellent.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ashley, you want to tell us about that enterprise lease agreement? Now, for the record, he actually started the enterprise lease agreement with us, brought this to us several years ago. And it's time to start looking at whether we renew it, how we handle these cards. Ashley's been working on that. He's done an excellent job with this. So Ashley, tell us about that.
Well, we had a meeting and there were several questions you asked was, we wanted to find out if we could purchase the vehicle outright, if we turned it back in, if we were able to wholesale it out, any money that was generated, would we be able to keep that? If so, what were we able to do with it? And then question in regards to when the current term runs out, which was 48 months, if we continue on and pay, is there an increase in the monthly cost? And then what other options would we have later on? So I did talk with Patrick Wilson. I've got several answers. So we cannot buy them outright. Reason being is whenever they buy them from the manufacturer, there are all the dealer incentives are based off of a lease. So, the pricing, discounts, everything involved, are based on a lease option, not purchase option, which I guess there are different levels and varying incentives on that. The money that it appears that they have, like an equity, which is roughly $8,000 per vehicle, like for the cars, we will be able to use that in whatever way we see fit. Whether we want to turn it in, have them sell it, the $8,000 can come to us in via a check. We could then in turn use it to purchase something outright. We could also take that $8,000 and apply it to our existing program and then have the payments, reduced based off of the overall exposure that we have with that. It's our equity is what he said. And then as far as the increase in cost, I know it said that in there. I asked him, he said he did not believe that there would be an increase in the, continue to want to use it. The turnaround to get a vehicle is about 12 weeks. So that's probably going to put us past that time period. So he said they would work with us in whatever way we needed to. He did ask and said, since I know Commissioner Razor was newly placed on the board at the time, I think that we originally did this. Times have changed. Obviously, our financial needs and positions have changed as well. They would like to do, like a Q&A with the commissioners to talk about the program and then look at, what we need to do moving forward. Whether it be only leave what we have in the existing program and finalize that and finish it out, or lease new vehicles, or come up with some kind of hybrid deal of certain departments that maybe have higher usage and everything else. Maybe we can continue to lease those, with the ones that we don't use a lot. Because as we've seen, the benefit of this program is that we have all this data now, because it's on the dashboard. We see what is actually being used and how the cars are being run. That maybe we buy certain ones and we lease out others. So I think I got all the questions answered, and also the fact that 48 months is what we chose to do as far as like a pricing structure. They can make it 6 years if we want and lower the payment and then carry it out, where we're at a point right now, we kind of paid for the vehicle, and if we paid, for several months longer, we're paying extra money than what we would have if we had financed it out with a bank or a lender. Although we're not privy to those 4 and 5 year terms, because we're only allowed to borrow money for 2 years as a county. So those are all things that we need to talk about in a way. They just asked if they think it would be advantageous to both sides if we could set up a Zoom call with them at some point in time and have a discussion on the existing structure and then what we want to do as a county.
I think that's a pretty good idea for us to have a dedicated meeting.
Okay. They're flexible, so I guess it would be if you guys can provide me some potential dates over the next couple of weeks. I can get back to them maybe an hour for that meeting.
Gentlemen, can you look at your schedules then for next week and the week after? And we'll see if you can email me some dates.
Okay.
Whenever you guys will be available. We'll set something up over the next week or two.
Good.
That sound good?
Fine.
Okay, any other questions on the enterprise lease agreement? I think we're moving in the right direction there.
Can you get something, do you have an email from him indicating that there's not a price escalator if we just roll over?
He's working on that. I'll get it from him. Yeah.
That's my only concern.
He
'cause in
said-
the contract, it does
Right. Yeah.
indicate that. So
That's what it indicates, yeah. Like,
I can email him today and tell him that you would like to have the meeting, and also can you at least put that in writing?
Yeah.
Or if it does state it, that they're going to waive that and let us just continue to pay.
But not just for the first, I think we have like 4.
We have 2 vehicles that are coming up, I think, in September. There's technically 4 vehicles, I think, that are coming up within the next 4 to 6 months. So, and the other part too is also determining of what of the fleet do we actually need. Do we need the cars and the trucks that we have? Do we need all of them? Do we need a truck turned into a car? Those types of things as well that need to be.
I know Brian definitely had a request.
Yeah, and he actually called. He's like, he said, that was news to me. I'd not heard Brian say that was a sufficient payload vehicle, until that meeting, because it kind of caught him on guard. He's like, we've had enterprise, we've had conversations, and you said everything was fine. I was like, well, at the time I thought it was, but we also maybe didn't have that other trailer now that they have to be.
Okay. All right, Ashley, thank you once again. I appreciate all your hard work on this. we'll get there.
No problem.
The local government.
Yeah, so.
As a system, isn't it?
Yeah, so we initially contracted with Asmar and Local Gov 3 years ago. That is our STR, short-term rental platform, in which everything's done online now. We used to set those up where we had handwritten registration forms, handwritten monthly submission forms along with checks and everything that was given to us, and we had to track it, keep track of it. We contracted with Azavar. Visit SI actually pays all the fees. There's nothing that comes out of our coffers, for that at all. They pay the annual fee for the platform. They paid, all of the fees for all the findings. They, Azavar for all the new properties they found. They've taken roughly 45% of what they collect for us. That's their contingency fee for that. That's all up and finished. It actually finished, I think, in June or July. So we have a renewal to sign. This would just be for them finding the STRs again, and also then for the platform itself. I mean, the platform has been great. We're able to send emails. They've got their own customer service. So whenever the people that rent these out, they contact them. They don't have to worry about contacting us. It adds late fees and everything on, and sends reminders of all that. We've seen a generous uptick in the findings of the property as well as actual collections. So we eat the fee, the 2% fee that's Azavar pays. It's just netted off from the top. It makes it, it's better on the customer side because they're not, having to pay that convenience fee. But it makes everything where we can track it, and it's much better for the employee and all. So that's up for renewal. Again, Business I will continue to pay all the costs involved with that. And
But they have to have us sign.
they have to have us sign off because we collect the bed tax. So actually now we collect the value tax not only on behalf of them, but that other 3% that we collect with a total 5% goes to the city of Marion with that intergovernmental agreement. So yes, but the agreement itself is with the county and not with either of those entities. So yeah, the county would be the one that would have to renew it. But again, it's never been any cost to the house.
That's it. How many years ago was that?
I think it's a 3-year deal. Yeah.
My only question is going to be a naturally presumed question of what's the agreement with Visit SI? Does it lock it in for the 3 years? That it truly isn't no cost, or as long as you guys understand that if Visit SI goes away or decides to stop paying for that, then your obligation is whatever is remaining on that contract. So be my only caveat from the legal sense.
If that happened, I'll play along. If that happened, they went away. That money is all still for tourism, but this board would then be the stewards of that money. So we would have control of it.
Correct, but Visit SI is made up of more than just the county's funds.
It's not much of it. I mean, I sit on that board. That's 85% of all the money is straight from the bed tax. The only thing that comes that's an outside source is the state grant that's roughly 180,000. The other 500,000+ that it operates off of is solely off of bed tax.
I thought agreement potentially with community colleges or something along those lines.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm the treasurer of that board, and that hasn't, never.
No, we funded almost like
Yeah.
a city.
I share your concern, but I think the board would still be enough control of the funds that if it did go that way, I just don't think we get hurt.
Yeah, I have a duty to point out
Yeah.
that that's.
And since the money comes into us, should they ever say, well, we're not going to write the check, I'm just going to net it off of that payment and then remit them, the difference. I understand, yes, it'd be nice to have it all in writing, but there's a very limited, risk and exposure for our, because the money comes, through my office before it ever gets turned over to them. Same way with, I net all the, all those net costs and everything else, even the stuff we send to the city of Marion. I mean, I net all that stuff off, before I send them, their final payment, and they January 1. So, I mean, we are out, nothing. I mean, but if you want to have if you want to do an agreement, let me know. I'm sure that, the girls, and I'll
What
talk
does
to
the
Matt and
contract say
Sheena.
about ending? Can we end that contract short? Can that happen? 60 days or 90 days?
You can, but then there's still a payment of anything that they would have received. Like, there's a catch-all. So, I mean, essentially, it is a 3-year agreement. You then agree that if you end it early, then there's a formula that indicates what they're entitled to receive. Because you can't start the contract, they find all of it, you end it, and then you collect,
Okay.
and they did all the work. That's ultimately.
We're not aware of any IGA that's in place right now.
No, I'm not aware of any.
Something for consideration in the future.
Yeah, certainly.
And even we're on after the fact that, business size, I'm saying.
Right.
It's,
I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I think we can move forward. I think we can move forward with proving this and then still look at getting an IGA in place and protect ourselves in the future.
That works for me too.
I can't speak on behalf of that board. Sure. Obviously, the relationships, necessity. So you're in the driver's seat.
Okay, so we need to approve us signing that local government agreement. Is there a motion to approve that, so we can sign that?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Okay, any other discussion on this? Okay, can I have roll call, Stephanie?
Tim Atkinson,
Thank you.
Jim Marlowe,
Yeah.
Jim Ricer.
yeah,
We'll get that signed after the meeting.
All right.
Okay. Anything else, actually, while we have you up here? Anything else you want to tell us? The BSNA software's going on that?
Yeah, Ann and I are up there right now going through that. I guess just to give you an update, Ann and I have a rough draft of the audit. So we've started to review that and see what it looks like. I'm sure that that's another thing, I guess when you look at your time available,
We need to have it done before the end of this month.
it will be. Like I said, we're going through it. We just haven't had much time.
When you're ready, we'll call a dedicated meeting
Okay.
just to talk about it.
Yeah, so, but yeah, we've received it. Mike's been in touch with us, but we haven't been able to go completely through it, start to finish. I can tell you my first glance is not as bad as I anticipated. So.
But it's on track.
Sounds right.
Oh, yeah, it's all right.
We're back on track.
Oh, no, yeah. So the plan would be to have audit presented, whatever action plans you have to do and have it finalized hopefully by the end of the month.
Mhm.
Then have the 25 one done probably by January, February, obviously 27. And then do the 26 one, which may be a little dicey just because we're going to have to pull stuff from BBAM and from the new system. So we'll see how that works. But I don't think it'll be a problem. If we can get everything finished, if we can't get it done by July 28th, it'll be pretty. I think it would be within 90 days of that. But my God, we've literally been in the audit mode for 2.5 years now, so they're pretty aware of what we need, how to look at that system. Get it. So, yeah.
So completely back on track, hopefully in July next year.
Yeah, good plan. Well, that's the goal. It won't be for lack of effort. I can tell you that.
No, they have earned their money.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, anything else?
No, so we're just going back up to work on BSNA stuff.
I'll get that signed and get that to you. Moving on down to new business, are we going to give us a report? The next thing is demolition of the old animal control building. And as you all know, we're just about finished with the new building. And we have a requirement on the old building to demolish that one and bring the site back to its original condition. And I think all of us have had conversations with the architect engineer about the demolition of this. But it's time. I thought maybe we'd have a discussion about that. What's your thoughts? About what work needs to be done, how we want to go about that? Okay, do we want Mark to handle that?
Yeah, it's also part of the same project.
Okay, all right.
He did, and I assume he did with you as well, but he did bring up a little concern that he wanted to get with Rhett on the agreement to be solid on what the wording is, on how far back we have to take it to original condition. If that's, what is it? How much do we have to do? So I guess we need to find that agreement. Yeah. And have you review that section, so we know if we're scraping rocks or leave rocks.
Originally, my impression of that agreement was it had to be pristine. So every last bit of concrete and all rocks, everything had to go. We'll have that discussion again. I wanted to talk about this in the first meeting, and then we'll bring this back in the afternoon so that we can actually deal with that.
That's good.
And I just wanted to have a conversation in the first meeting and just talk about it. I did tell Mark that I don't believe there's any hazardous out there. We discussed that. He says it looks like we'll have to have a hazardous material inspection out there for that.
And I think it's timely to get this started, Chairman. In my conversation with him, he said, when do you want this done? I'm like, before the end of the year. And he said, no. So that's why I think we need to get moving. If he already thinks this is going to be longer than that, then we don't need to delay it anymore.
Yeah, I told him the same thing. I said, yeah, I want it done in this budget year. Excuse me. I'd like to see it done in this budget year. And if it carries over, it carries over. But I asked him if he could line up somebody to do the hazardous materials inspection there. And so he may have that information for us today. And if he does, then I'd like to get that started. We're gonna, right, and I just wanted to have this discussion in the first part of this meeting. We have a pretty good crowd here today, so it'd be a good idea to discuss that. All right, does anybody have anything else on the animal control building? Let's get to talk about it this afternoon. Okay. Next thing on new business is the board appointment for Seminole Economic Development Authority. And this is statewide board, but it also is what concerns us is really the south third of the state. The counties are listed in here. Each county has a representative on it. And this, once again, this is a board that was developed by the state, wasn't developed recently, locally. And typically the chairman of every county would just appoint somebody to that. But our history here had been that previously Commissioner Marlowe had appointed Aaron Smith. He no longer can serve on that board because of time constraints and other reasons. And so it fell to me to provide somebody. And I reached out to Kerry Minnis, who runs the Greater Egypt. We all are very familiar with Kerry. And he happily agreed to do this. And so I'm bringing this to you to give consent to this nomination. I think we all know Kerry. I think he'll do an excellent job. And this will be from now until the end of the year. And then that appointment will come up again. That's whenever Aaron's term is going to come off in January. So, Jim, what I'm asking you is to give me consent to put him on this board. And I have a letter that would go to the SIDA to show that he's been appointed for that. I'm asking for a motion to do that.
Takes motion or vote. Make a motion.
Just to be fully transparent on it, yeah.
Well, and that's what Tim and I we've had numerous discussions
Yeah.
and I think it's worth having that conversation as the board sits right now on what powers per se does the chairman have to make these types of appointments. Statutorily, the chairman has the ability to run the meeting, set agendas, et cetera, but it's silent with regards to powers of appointments unless you as a board say, hey, that's a role that we're going to go ahead and give. And then you're right, that we don't have to have these motions or these appointments or anything else. But I think Tim was really wanting to make sure, especially considering, his soon departure, that he wasn't stacking or, anything else wasn't happening. So, from a legal sense, I think to have that discussion and have an understanding with the board as it sits now would be important.
Right, and the letter from SIDA reaffirms the fact that it says the appointment does not require county board confirmation, but we could adopt a resolution ordinance in matter of transparency if you prefer, which I absolutely prefer on this. I think that's just a good deal.
And I think just for transparency, as we look forward, it would keep the chairman in the future from disappointing and no one knowing it's been done. And at least here it's done in an open meeting, it's in the minutes, it's in the agenda, and there's a lot more transparency involved. So I think it's a good practice.
Well, that being said, then I'll make a motion, we Karen Dennis to fulfill the remaining term that's being vacated by Aaron Smith on the Southern Illinois Economic Development Authority.
Second.
And once again, this is, like you say, it's to finish out a term that expires in January 18. That is a 6-year term. And so at that point, the board will need to discuss that. All right, have a motion in a second. Stephanie, can I have roll call, please?
Tim Atkinson,
Yes.
Jim Marlowe,
Yay.
Jim Racer.
I do not have resolutions, ordinances, or any other committee or board appointments or water board appointments. That brings us to public comment. Somebody would like to make a public comment. What do we decide? It's 2 minutes? 2 minutes? 2 minutes for public comment, if you'd like to. We'll come up here. Public comment?
And thank you. For those that don't know me, my name is Beatrice Walls, and I'm a representative at the secretary of the number 9 Community Growth and Development Committee. And our goal is to set out and build a place where our senior citizens and all our residents and the residents in the surrounding community can come and get need and help as it become available, and let them know how they can better their lives, feel better about themselves, and anything we can do to help. I mean, number 9 is a small community. We don't have nothing really. If you really want to just put it down, it's bad. So we're working to just lift our community up and give people a better understanding. The needs and assessment data is the form that we handed out to the residents of number 9. Just trying to get input on how they feel about the community and themselves and all, and if they had a chance, what they could ask for or want to be provided with. And we're going under the direction of Ms. Valerie Clotty, who is helping us to look into ways to better ourselves and to go forth with things. And as we collect the data, which we have not set a deadline as of yet, but it's coming soon because you can't keep leaving things open and make any progress. We'll present at the next county commissioners meeting the data that we have collected from our questionnaire. And the next meeting for the number 9 Community Growth and Development Committee is Thursday, August the 13th at 2026 at 6 p.m. at Schaefer Chapel AME Church, which is located at 300 Martin Luther King Street in Cup, Illinois, 62921. For anybody that wish to attend, any kind of assistance you can offer us is greatly needed. And I was asked about some assistance for the CEJA grant as it is opening up soon.
If you can give me that application, I can send that through.
We don't have the application. I don't think Miss Valerie had any information on it. And that's what she wanted me to, ask the county commissioners board if they had any information on it or when it was opening up or what we might need. So if we could,
Typically, that was in June.
it was opening in June.
I send those letters of support, usually in April and May.
March 27th.
Is that what it was? Okay, so then it was March 27th. Yeah, so
Okay.
I can get you that application for that.
Okay, I'll tell her
And
to,
then she'll need to send it to the chairman and whoever that is, will send it out there.
okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What was that date again? I'm sorry, I forgot just a
So it was March 27th to 26th this year. So my assumption will be, it'll be a date in March of 27th. And there's an online form that you can click on and fill out for the RFI.
Thank you very much.
Well, I was sending those, I still was sending in letters of support in June. I don't know why that was. They sent it to me.
It's just off the website.
I don't know if there was an issue or not. I know that they had been anxious to give that money away. They had quite a bit. Any other public comment? Hearing none, we'll move down to miscellaneous. I have one travel reimbursement for Commissioner Marlowe. This was to the Hope Trust Conference in St. Charles, Missouri, July 23rd to 24th, he had 286 miles of travel, no lodging and no meals. Jim, that's right, they picked the tab up for that. Okay, so all we have is 286 miles for a total cash reimbursement of $217.36. I make a motion to approve this travel reimbursement to Commissioner Marlowe for $217.36.
Second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Tim Atkinson,
Yay?
Jim Marlowe,
Abstain.
Jim Riser.
And that comes with a claim, also Jim also. That's all right. Does anybody have anything else for miscellaneous?
I have just a couple small things. Been approached about the need of a small refrigerator. Just on the other side of the Secretary's office. In looking at a couple different places. So there's one for about, we had for about $500 to $600, I believe. One from Phoenix Wizard and another one from Oasis. I think it's probably something that you can see or something like that. That little fridge that they had back there now, it's just too small, plus the freezer time. I'd like to consider that purchasing. Consider take it out of contingency.
I think we've got it budgeted, Jim. I think we had several thousand on replacing the chairs on this floor. We came in way under that. And I think it was listed as furniture. I don't think it was
Supplies.
Yeah, so I would think, and
I
that
was
was
wondering about.
that's the capital improvement line. Yeah, okay. So I would think you could pull it from there.
And just like other office owners, the commissioners do have a budget line item for things like that. So that doesn't require more of. A lot of that stuff we like to bring here and talk about, and I'm glad you did.
Second thing I'd like to just just an FYI for Mike, I did check on the Ram truck for the maintenance department. They've yet to receive a shipping date yet, but I did check. So they're supposed to call me as soon as they get shipping. So that's all I got.
Jim, I did have, anybody have anything else from miscellaneous? Okay, I did have a question about fall cleanup. Is that something that's gonna happen in October or September? Can you talk about that?
We just kind of briefly touched on it. There's been no decision. I know there's been some interest on it. I don't know how much interest. I know this one just had spring of such tremendous success, but kind of an over budget.
That's my concern.
So I don't know if you want to wait and have a fall and have two of them next year.
I would prefer that we get it in a budget and budget two for next year.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we try to hold everybody else in, and one of our lines is, it's for the right cause, I get that, I don't have a concern with that, but I would prefer we had something budgeted for it.
I agree. So it's one of those hit, this is the year before it was very light turnout due to the tornadoes.
I just knew that we had discussed.
We discussed it, but we didn't make any
Fall,
move on it.
and it's August, and so we'll need to have that
That's
discussion.
just plain important.
Okay. That would be a budgeting item. Okay, does anybody have anything else for today? All right, is there a motion to recess and reconvene?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we will recess and reconvene at 1:30 PM this afternoon. The animal control. Kind of roll call, please.
Ken Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Wright.
Absolutely. I forgot. I had received Thursday. So, yeah.